Dust all over me here. Hello. So let's wait a minute and see who all will show up. I have to change the camera. If I push this back a little bit, that looks better. Yeah, we're just gonna wait for a minute. Pooh Bear, just laying over there. Hello. Yes. Here we go. There we go. One after another. There we go. Good evening, good day, and good afternoon, wherever you may be in the world today. Welcome. It's kind of an unplanned and sporadic live stream here. I just got off work. Oh boy, today was a very busy day for me today. Had a lot to do, and the weather was it switched completely from rainy. It was raining this morning, and it was kind of chilly, and now it's like 30 degrees Celsius outside, so it's very, very hot. And it is a surprise stream. I just got here, and I was like, "This is beautiful." I just took a stroll through the bees, through the apiary, the English word. Walked by the bees, took a look see how they were flying. I took a little walk with Pooh Bear. Pooh's over here sitting in the shade. It's very hot today. And okay, checking in. Hello. Okay, cool. Dutch line prepping. Thanks for checking in. I'll get to see you later then. Go ahead and take a walk with your friend's dog. It's beautiful weather out today. I don't know what kind of weather you guys are having, but it's really nice out. Yeah, so I just got off work, got up here, got to relax a little bit, which was really nice. Walk through look at all the plants. Hello, welcome, Luke and Mom. And look at all the plants and take a look at what kind of work I got carved out for me for tomorrow, since tomorrow's my weekend. Sunday and Monday, always my weekend days off. So I figured Monday I'll do bees because I just did them on Wednesday or Thursday. And I give them some time. I got a lot of queens that have now hatched, and they haven't gone on their mating flight yet. So I'm really waiting to see if that happened in the last 3 to 5 days while I was at work, which would have been really cool because I really like to get some of these colonies started up. It's summertime here, and they need to hurry up and get ready. And yeah, that's really I really enjoy the bees a lot. It's really a calming hobby. Yes, until you get stung, it's kind of like you're getting angry at the bees. But I got stung 5 times in my left hand this week, and it wasn't bad. I was able to just flick the stingers off, and a good thing I felt them poke me a bit. Yeah, because it was really at one colony, it was really angry. It was trying to catch the queen to mark with the marker, and the queen flew away, and the bees got really angry, but she landed back somewhere, and I was really nervous. So we'll see on Sunday, or maybe I'll do it tomorrow because Vanessa might be around tomorrow. We'll see. She's got her bee colony here too. So hello, Nick. And what we got here? KP Heathen, good afternoon. It's baby ducks in the pond, and my dog can't stop looking at them. Yeah, don't let him grab them, because I know Pooh Bear would try to get one. He's a very good swimmer. When he was a puppy, when I went to go look and pick him up, the guy showed me Prince for the first time. He let him off the leash, and he threw a stick into this raging river and told him to go fetch it. And I thought that was like the end of the dog. I was about to slap that guy. I was like, "What's your problem?" This little doggy. And he comes back. The stick the guy threw in there was gone. Pooh came back with like a branch from a tree, and he was dragging it with all his power, all his might out through the water. And I had to laugh so hard because first of all, I was happy that nothing happened to him, and secondly, it was like, I didn't get the one you want, but I brought a way bigger stick. That's bonus points, right? That was a funny story. I just remembered after you said, yeah, the ducks in the pond. I know Pooh Bear would jump in without hesitation. We have something buzzing in here. It sounds like a big hornet. Yeah, they like this wooden shack here. I spent a little bit of the late afternoon yesterday cleaning up in here. It looks really nice now. It's orderly. I put away all the tools, took all the tools home. I'll be charging up all the batteries and doing kind of like a tune up on my tools. And now I figured the next big interesting thing would be to get the Bobcat and go around the building, put my water tanks behind here so I have an infinite amount of fresh water from the rain to go water my plants, and possibly even supply like a shower rack or a toilet or something with water. We'll have to see about that. That's going to be one of my next projects. Well, yeah, the hornets, they do eat bees. I've had quite often where I was doing beehive inspection, and you can literally hear the hornet flying in like a dive bomb basically, and just grab a bee and bite their head off and take the bee. What they do is they take the bee and they eat the rest of it. They also digest the pollen and the nectar that the bee is just collected. So that's one of the. Yeah, but they're not a problem. They don't take very many bees, and it's hornets, you hardly see them here. So this you get one occasionally flying around, and they usually leave you alone, which is really cool. Now the wasps, the yellow jackets, I have to be careful. Those I don't like, but there are probably about a dozen species of those here, and there's only like 2 or 3 that are super aggressive that you just don't want to go poking them around. 2 years ago, I was over by the archery range over here at the camp, and Pooh somehow managed to stir up a wasp nest in the earth. They're tiny little black wasps. And let me tell you, we were running for our life. All I saw was yellow and black stripes all over Pooh. So I took my hands and I pulled them all off Pooh, and I said, "Run!" And then they were all over me. And I had so many bruises from slapping myself in the face. It was so funny. Oh, man, that was a funny memory. And luckily, nothing happened. We just got stung real bad. That's funny. Yeah, they don't. He likes the water too, I guess, huh? Folk. Yeah, I don't like yellow jackets. I keep hearing noises. Yeah. I'm actually contemplating about going home and loading up the van with all my equipment and my tools for tomorrow, so I don't have to haul them up here in the morning. And actually spending the night up here in my Oseberg style bed. It's pretty cool. It's made of oak, and it's I would say it's about 95% accurate copy. Oh wow, that's weird. Flies that would catch bees. Yeah, hillbilly music. As I'm chased by the bees. That would be by the wasp. That'd be a funny video. I guess that would get like 1 million clicks in like 5 minutes, but that's not the kind of creator content that I'm looking forward to posting. So no. Wow, that's pretty interesting. Colors are swapped around, I guess. Oh wow, that's yeah. It's the tiny little yellow jackets. I mean, they got the bigger ones that with the hanging legs, and those are pretty harmless. But it's the small ones you got to watch out for. Those are the vicious ones here, at least from my experience. I don't know. It's weird how things work sometimes. Yeah. So tomorrow, oops, I kicked the table. Oh, I like this. Table and bench setup I have here. The previous video that I posted, I made a little table and a bench up here for the cabin. And I really like this bench. Super, super comfortable, sturdy. And I'm thinking about making another one because Vanessa's like, "Where's my bench?" I'm like, yeah. This is my cabin. No, I'm just kidding. This is I have to make another. I have benches, of course, but I need to make one that matches, and I have enough boards to do it. So I'll probably do that. I have enough boards to probably even make a nice long table, some nice massive feet to probably use here. But I want to see what I want to do with those boards. That's actually Douglas fir. Those cost a lot of money. Yeah, well, that would be painful video. That's correct. Yeah, that would be not so cool. Ah, thank you, Dutch Line Prepping. That's awesome. Thick bees, yeah, Bumble Bees probably. Now I know in Europe here we have over 550 species of bees, so there's a whole bunch of bees, and I have here alone. I really pay attention to what kind of species I have because I want to learn as much as I can to be aware of what kind of useful insects I have and try to do something nice for them. And bumblebees, they're just awesome. They don't really, they can sting and bite actually. Let me come back over here. They can actually sting and bite, but they're very peaceful. You could poke at them and they'll just buzz around. And I have a bunch of catmint. I have the one, it's like a bed, a flower bed across the side of the hill. And I have catnip, beinvel, and some wild strawberries and all kinds of really cool plants there. And the bumblebees is like mass populating that whole area all the time, which is pretty cool. I like them bumblebees. They're pretty good. I had a hotel, a bumblebee hotel. I paid 80 euros for it because I thought it was the coolest thing. And the only inhabitants of it were the mice. So I was like, okay, I don't like that. That needs to go. So this year I gave it to Vanessa and I said, why don't you try this out at your place? She's got a nice little cabin off in the woods, about an hour away from here. And she's got a beautiful garden, absolutely beautiful. She makes the most awesome things out of old wood. I don't know if I've showed you guys. I do have, let me go get something real quick. If you guys can hold on, I'll show you some of the projects that Vanessa does. I have, for my birthday, I got 2 bird houses. They're sitting over here on the shelf. I have to hang those tomorrow. I'll be right back. I'm just going to walk over here. No, who always has to lay right in the way, like perfectly. Okay. Oops. All right. This is my favorite one. Look at that. You see it? It's an old piece of oak log, and it's hollowed out naturally. She didn't bore the center. This is a hollow log or branch, and she just drilled out some of the entrance here to make it a nice entrance for the birds. And this is a nice little birdhouse. I actually have to sit this one down on something, and I think I'm going to go find a really nice place for that tomorrow where I can watch it. It's a little bit out of the weather. It's absolutely awesome. And the other one, I have a very similar one actually already, hanging on my white thorn tree. Look at this one. These are all restovers from my projects, and of course you can open the back. I think did you make it? Yeah, there's 2 screws here. Every year you have to open them up before breeding season and clean them out. I guess you're supposed to, but because of fleas and stuff, but I don't want to open it and get fleas all over myself. Yeah, and there's a little board there for the bird to land. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It looks really, the camera on this laptop is absolutely terrible, but it does the job. It's just my laptop to tote around, so it's, but they're beautiful. And I was very happy. This was a really cool birthday gift. Made, personal one of a kind, and it cost probably 15 cents of material, which is cool because the screws is probably even the recycled screws. We take stuff like that home when we find that. We find a little box of screws or something at the junk place. We take that because people throw that away. They clean out like the basements of people, and there's drawers full of nuts and bolts, and usually there's a whole bunch of the same in very nice condition screws and matching sets, and so we just take it all home free. And she makes things like that, and the coolest things out of driftwood, and really into wood carving. So I made her a bunch of really cool benches. I made her a spoon where you can sit on it. It's like a shaving horse, but you use your thighs to push. There's these two vice jaws. They're just two boards basically, and you use your legs to push your thighs. You push out, it closes, and you can hold a piece of wood in there, so you can carve with a carving tool, like a spoon or something. And then I made a shaving horse and a kuksa mule. That's like a log that's cut, and it has holes where you can put dowels and wedges to wedge a piece of wood so that you can use, like a chisel, like a small wooden vise, basically. So she's got all the professional wood bushcraft tools now. And nice workbench we built outside. And now hopefully this summer we can get her outdoor workshop started when she gets back. That's a project I'm going to have to take off, take a day or two from work and go. Actually, it's a 3-day project. I put that together in my head. It's got to be to where you can walk on the roof and go inside and work in and out of the weather. So it's like an outside thing. So that's going to be a big project as well. Yeah, I'm very selective though what I drag home, because I used to just drag home everything. And if it's not like a set of like a bunch of all the same of something, then I don't take it with me. If it's like one or two, or if it's something very special, like a super long screw like this, I'll pick it up, like a wood screw, because those cost like $15. And I just had to buy about 24 of them for the roof on this thing, and that wasn't fun. Yeah, that was I'm very satisfied with this project. I'm very just looking at it. I just can't believe it's there. The only thing I'd like to really get right now, while I'm still almost finished, to be finished, I just really have to do some work around the back. I readjusted the doors yesterday a little bit, because now I put the grape vine plants in the front to make it look really nice. I will be making a video on that this weekend, probably. Yeah, the camera here is terrible, but I think that's a surprise for a video, and maybe I'll come up here tomorrow and do some live forging. How's that sound? So yeah, I was really happy, and I just enjoy. I don't know if you can hear the birds. Can you hear the birds? Other than the airplanes that fly over here every 30 minutes, I just feel like I'm at home. So it's very peaceful. Yeah, and actually I've got kind of set up now where I have all my stuff. We can even use the cold forge. Isn't that awesome? It works. I built myself a smoke hood, and it's low enough over the fire so that I can use wood charcoal, which is very important, because I use wood charcoal to start the forge, to get the temperature up fast and with a super extremely clean hot fire. And it throws a lot of sparks, and I'm a little bit nervous about my roof. So I built the hood real low down, so I can still lay a piece of iron across the forge, which is really, really good. When I make Oseberg lanterns, I got to twist the staff on the peg that goes in the ground. And so I have yet to test that, but I think it looks good from here. And I haven't tried it out yet, but I have fired up the forge, and I made a little fibula the other day, just playing around. I had some thin rod, and I was like, let me just test this out. I just used the forge for an hour, played around with it. Works great. The smokestack, I got that fixed to the wall now, so the weather can't knock it down. It's got 2 heavy duty mounts on it, so that'll last. It's got a little smoke hat on top to retard the sparks that come out and keep the rain from coming down in the forge. So really, really cool. Yeah, the birds. They do wake you up in the morning at 4 o'clock, I tell you that, when you're not ready to get up. Yeah, that's one thing for sure. Oh man. Every year I make a recap about what I've done, and it seems incredible. Now it's like it's for me right now, it's like at a complete standstill. Like that's how it feels for me. But if I do like a recap of what it was like 3 or 4 months ago, I go, wow, look at that. It's Pooh. Hey, he must have seen something. He's all like nervous now. There's somebody standing at the door. Yeah, so I do a recap, and it's fascinating what I have reached in such a time, and it amazes me. And I'm finally slowly coming to the point where I'm at peace with myself about all the hard work. I was very unsatisfied about a couple of things, very nervous about if I could get it to actually work the way I wanted with the cold forge in here. And so it made me a little bit nervous at first, but yeah, I do have some more sheet metal left over. I'm going to use every little bit of it to maybe put a little piece over where the gas forge is. The gas forge does not get hot enough for me to worry about the wood catching fire, especially because there are no sparks. But I do want to go, that extra step of safety. I mounted 2 fire extinguishers, brand new. So that's good. I mounted one right at the vise and one right down here on the other corner. So I'm always within 1 step of a fire extinguisher in case there was something to go terribly wrong in here. And I also have several other fire extinguishers in the other hut, one of which that I can use pressurized water in, which I'll probably bring in here too when I'm really doing a lot of hard work, because I'll use that one preferably before I bust open one of my chemical fire extinguishers. They're never nice to use. And yeah. So yeah, I mounted those. It looks like a professional shop already. I got my safety equipment hanging right there, where it's super accessible, so it's easy and convenient to put on. If you just grab that face shield and put it on, it's not like, oh, it's over somewhere in the box, or so you just, there it is, put it on, work. Even because I'm right at the vise, I just have to reach over and throw it on. It's real important to have a face shield on. I do a lot of high intensive grinding sometimes, and stuff like that you need to protect your eyes. You only have one set of everything, and they don't, yeah, the chemical in the fire extinguisher, it's for emergency. So if I have a fire and I have no water to put it out, and it's for that first moment when there's a fire that shouldn't be somewhere and you can't put it out. That's what those fire extinguishers are for. It's just hit it and be done. The cleanup part, that's something you worry about when you take care of the problem. I'm like the plant trees. Pooh Bear likes to work in the garden too, but the problem is he'll start digging in places. He'll start digging for mice. When Gonzo was still around, they teamed up. It was the coolest thing to see. I didn't like it a lot because they put holes in my field. You have Pooh in one mouse hole and Gonzo going in from the other side. All I hear was, and they were digging, and then that was funny. And then they had the disgusting beard and their paws, and they dragged that in the house. Yeah, Pooh is actually getting really good at behaving up here. We're working really hard with him. I'd hope that someday, he's got a very intense hunting instinct. So anything that moves a kilometer in the forest and he can see it, he'll be fixed on it, and he won't listen. So I have to have the leash. You see the long leash always just dragging. in case he runs off, you can't get far. It'll snag on something, or I'll be able to step on it. So that's real important because, there's a bunch of dangerous things that could happen here. There's a road up in the forest. There's a bunch of barbed wire that's an old fence all the way around, and then there's the hunters that like to, I'm afraid they may shoot at a dog. There's a bunch of things I just don't want to happen, so I have to take control of that. I'm working on fencing in the entire premises, but that's going to be a very long process. I'm using a green fence. We call it in German a Bentheshecke. It's basically piling up all the dead branches and letting them sink down, and then piling up more branches and letting them sink down. And over time, a natural hedgerow will grow, and it'll compact to the point where you can actually get it to kind of just stay at a certain height. And I want to do 2 or 3 meters. Well, in Germany, a stray dog is a hunting dog. And if your dog is out of control and it's stray from its master within so many meters, and it's chasing an animal, then the hunting law provides the hunter the right to shoot that animal after warning the owner. Of if it's not immediate chasing an animal. And there's actually a fine for letting your dog run in the forest. It's kind of weird. I never approved of that, and I'm a hunter myself, so I know all the laws and stuff. And I would have never shot somebody's dog. I would have, that's something I just can't understand why that's even a thing. And I don't agree how dogs are. In Germany here, a lot of the hunters, they use their dogs as tools. Very unpersonal. Mostly don't even have names. Their paperwork has names. They just get the dogs to go in and chase the boar out, and oh well if it gets hurt. And it makes me very angry. That's why I am not part of these hunting clubs or hunting communities anymore. I do occasionally go when there's a full moon, and my buddy calls me up, hey, we're hunt for pigs. We sit in our stands and wait and see, protect the cornfields and stuff like that. That's okay once in a while. Still, I enjoy that. You get to see a lot of the animals, and I had a lot of fun. And never say never. I might do that again someday, but right now I'm really focusing on living this dream right now and sharing all my wonderful moments with you guys, along with my not so wonderful moments. I think we're losing the light in here. Yeah, I think it's getting kind of dark. You guys can still see me all right. If not, then let me know. We'll end the stream because it's getting kind of dark. The sun doesn't get dark here until I'd say 9:30, but the sun comes up over this valley here. I'm kind of like in a hole here right about now is when it touches the treetops over on the other side, and then no more light. Yeah, I don't like it much either. That's a very, very not cool thing to do. Okay, well, we'll hang out for another 10 minutes, and then I'd like to go home. I haven't been to the house yet. I'd like to go home and maybe just settle in, charge up some of my tools, make sure everything's set for tomorrow. I got a lot of work set and carved out for me tomorrow. I still have some of those fallen branches I'd like to clean up. I have a little bit of mowing to do. Some out of control growing. I'd like to mow around some of the areas where I like to walk. It's because of the ticks, especially. And I had one on my leg the other day. Dang, it bit me so hard. It hurt when I pulled it off. It made a loud cracking noise, and I thought I ripped its head off, but its head was still on it. It just was like a snap when I pulled it off, and it hurt. And I had a red thing. I thought I had Lyme disease, but it went away the next day. So I was really, really lucky. Then again, I probably have that anyway, because I've probably had like 10 million tick bites already in my life. It's storming here in Florida. Oh boy. I gotta hunker down, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna end the stream here in about a minute or so. It's looking like the light's getting out here, and the quality is not so good. Uh, but yeah, now the temperature is starting to drop down a little bit. I can feel the temperature come down. It's good. All right. Thank you, Dutch Line Prepping. That's nice of you to greet everybody. And yeah, I'd like to go home here in a couple minutes because I got to get some things ready. I have to go inventory my tools and for tomorrow, charge up all the DeWalt power tools. It's another thing I'd like to get here is electricity. What's that? Can't see that. And yeah, solar panels is in the planning, and so I can have actual power in the workshop. You know, kind of like have 220 outlets hidden in places where you really can't see them. It's not a historically correct workshop, but the aesthetics to it really do add the touch, especially the area here. The living area is supposed to be really cool. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna hang this up. We got 30 minutes in here. I'm gonna see what I can come up with tomorrow. It's always I don't like to make plans because they always end up different. Yeah, I'm on Coco 64. I believe that would be the same thing. Yeah, that's a very terrible thing, and I think someone. Let's not talk about that because that's not nice, and it's yeah. I'm sure somebody would not be very happy the rest of their life after that. If yeah, let's not talk about that. That's nuts. Okay, I will see everybody maybe even tomorrow. I have to get my thoughts straight, see what I want to do. I said, charge up my tools. I need to get the camera. I need to make a video tomorrow morning. If I can get up early enough, I'll make a video, and then I'll do a live stream, and then I'll post the video in the evening. So, all right. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in, wherever you are in the world right now. Like always, stay safe and see you soon.